Hello my quilting friends! My name is Leah Day and welcome to this long arm quilting video. I'm stitching on the Grace Qnique and on my continuum frame today, and I'm going to do some echo ditching. And basically what this means is stitching about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, however much of space that you want, away from the seam lines on your quilt. And the main reason why I like this, and this has become very quickly one of my favorite forms of quilting, is because it's not right in the ditch, which can be hard to stay in. It's hard to hit that line exactly. And echo ditching is a lot more forgiving. And best of all, you can use rulers to guide your machine. So I'm going to be using the slice ruler. This is a template you can find at leahday.com/slice. And this is going to help us space out these lines. So I'm going to get started over here in this bright pink diamond. And I'm going to drop my needle down and click the button again to bring it up. And then just pull on that top thread to bring the bobbin thread up to the surface. And now I'll drop my needle into the down position. Okay, now I'm going to slide the ruler so it's right up against, and I'm pressing it against the foot, and I'm also pressing it lengthwise down against that seam line. So I'm pressing the ruler down with my non-dominant hand, my right hand, and then I'm going to pull the machine towards me with my dominant hand. So I always like to keep my dominant hand on the steering wheel basically and move the ruler around with my opposite hand. And that just is what feels the most comfortable for me. I think it helps you maintain control. So you can see here, as I'm stitching, I'm looking at the edges of that foot because this is a ruler foot. It has a high base and it's exactly 1/2 of an inch around. And what that allows me to do is to press the ruler right up against it. And if I know that's 1/2 of an inch around and the needle's in the center position, then there should be 1/4 inch in all directions if you're pressing the ruler against it and holding it nicely in place. So here we go. Now we'll go in this direction. And I'm just kind of leaning forward a little bit here so that way I can see. Make sure that as I'm coming back here, I don't overshoot that. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to go on ahead and tie off and bury this little thread tail. So I just take a nice long cheater needle. That's a needle with a self-threading groove in the top. And you can just pop the thread tails in and send it through. And that just really speeds up the process and ensures that I'm not going to stitch over those threads and make a big mess on the quilt. And then you can just clip them off. And that's a really secure way of getting rid of those thread tails too. Okay, now we can get back to it. I'm going to press that ruler foot right up against that ruler. And this is one of those things that you just want to make sure that you are pressing with the machine and pressing with the ruler at the same time. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned a lot about ruler foot quilting as well as how to do that echo ditching using a ruler as a guide. And this really does make it a lot easier. It's so much easier than trying to stitch in the ditch. I find that I'm hopping out of the ditch all over the place when quilting on the long arm. So I really prefer echo ditching now, using the ruler as a guide. And I think that this is a lot more forgiving and a lot easier too. So if you'd like to check out the ruler, it's the slice ruler. You can find it at leahday.com/slice.